Okay, I want to know what you've got up your sleeve.
Nothing. Really, there's nothing. I know that the organization doesn't have anything to do with this. Although I did report it to them. No, we're just going on a little retreat.
A little retreat that you set up. I'm just making sure nothing funny's going on.
Miss Suzumiya was interested because it's a deserted island that's privately owned. She said it was a closed circle or something.
Okay, what's a closed circle?
Like in Mysteries, it's a situation where all contact with the outside world has been cut off.
Like a cabin in the mountains during a blizzard, or someone who can't get back to civilization because a typhoon destroyed the bridge.
Exactly. A person or group of people get trapped because of their surroundings. In other words, they get closed in.
And how does that tie into this retreat we're taking?
We're going to a deserted island. It's the perfect closed circle setting when you think about it. All we need is a storm to whip up around us and voila, much better than a cabin in a blizzard.
You might be wondering why I'm chatting with Koizumi on the deck of a ship in the middle of the ocean. This all started as I was recovering from getting my final exams back. In other words, Black Monday. On that fateful day, the SOS Brigade had a meeting.
Good, everyone's here. Now, today's meeting is super important. If any of you happen to show up after me, I was thinking of making that person it whenever we play Kick the Can, forever.
Naturally, I had no idea we were having an important meeting today.
I've decided during the summer break the SOS Brigade's going on its very first retreat.
Going on a retreat?
Yep, retreat.
What good is that going to do any of us?
And Koizumi's already planned our destination.
Correct. It just so happens that I have a distant relative who is incredibly wealthy. He has so much money that he actually bought his very own deserted island and built a summer house on it. In fact, the construction was finished on it not too long ago.
Koizumi, get ready to hit the roof! And for your distinguished service and dedication to the brigade, I'm promoting you to the rank of Deputy Chief!
I gladly accept.
No, I'm not jealous.
We'll have a luxurious 3 nights and 4 days on a deserted island! And I'm sure we're going to find something very interesting waiting for us there. In fact, I've already figured out what my role in this adventure is.
Now then, let's think about detectives for a minute. The great detectives in mystery novels always seem to find themselves getting involved in one incomprehensible situation after another. Why do you think that is?
Because if they didn't, you wouldn't have a story.
That's right, no story. Their cases are entirely fiction. They exist only in the surreal world of the story. Although maybe it's better if we don't get too wrapped up in a metafictional conversation just yet. I mean, after all, Miss Suzumiya seems pretty gung-ho about throwing herself into a world like that.
Come to think of it, she created the SOS Brigade to do just that.
If you're in search of surreal happenings like the kind of mystery novels, you need to go someplace that has the right environment for that kind of thing. When you think about it, that's how every single one of the great detectives in fiction got involved in their cases.
Yeah, but there's no way we'd just stumble across a case that easy.
True, nothing ever happens in reality like it does in stories. However, the island we're heading for right now is a spot that everyone in the world would think the perfect place for a gruesome murder mystery.
Everyone in the world, huh? That's a heck of a world you got there, sport.
Look at it this way. Wherever a great detective goes, a strange case is practically guaranteed to happen. See, it's as if all great detectives have a kind of supernatural power that attracts all their cases to them.
Are you sane?
I always act with a reasonable amount of sanity. All that stuff about great detectives, closed circles and stuff aren't my personal views on the subject. I was merely pointing out the way Miss Suzumiya was thinking. In other words, well, she wants to be one. A great detective.
This one! So close!
What's close? We're playing Old Maid.
Hurry! Next one!
Too bad.
Hey, do you want to know something? My big brother Keon tried to leave me at home.
That's because I didn't intend to bring you in the first place.
No! Well, we're all happy you're here now. Hey!
She won't be any trouble, I promise. Thanks to Miss Asahina's smile, the kid was off the hook.
How much longer till we get there?
It'll take about 6 hours by ferry. Then, an acquaintance will be waiting to pick us up when we arrive at the port. From there, we'll board a private cruiser and it'll be another hour on the water. A deserted island with a towering mansion will be waiting for us at the end of our trip. I've never actually been there, so it'll be interesting to see what the mansion looks like.
I bet it'll be a really strange building. Hey, do you know the name of the architect who built it?
Why do you care?
Never really thought to ask about that.
Yay! I'm out first!
Amazing!
Come to think of it, I did hear the architect they commissioned to design it was somewhat famous.
Perfect. Somewhat famous. For starters, if the mansion is anything like what Haruhi's expecting, I'm sure it's totally weird. It'll probably look like something Antoni Gaudi built after drinking himself stupid and staying up for 3 days straight.
An island, a mansion! It's the ideal location for the SOS Brigade's summer retreat! Woohoo! I'm the third to get out! How about the loser has to buy drinks for everyone else? I'll take a can of 100% fruit juice, please.
And I want some cola!
And I'll be having the royal milk tea.
Hey, you haven't won yet, buddy.
Yep, deserted islands are all about weird happenings.
I hope nothing happens. I hope nothing happens.
I'm not too sure about that. Whether or not anything weird actually happens. I'm hoping that this trip will at least be a fun one for us all.
Hey, Mikuto, little sister, let's go up to the deck. Maybe we'll see a monster squid or something.
Sure! Squid! Squid!
If a giant squid shows up, Nagato will have to deal with it. Oh, brother.
You dork, are you sleeping? Come on, wake up. Are you just gonna sleep through our entire trip?
I just took a picture of you waking up. And I took a couple of you sleeping. You were sound asleep, weren't you?
Really? Why would Miss Asahina want to take pictures of me sleeping? Maybe she wants to put a picture of me in a cute frame. Keep it next to her bed, and every night just before she drifts off to sleep,
What's with
she...
the goofy face? You might want to stop because you look like a moron. I've temporarily given Mikuto the responsibility of being the SOS Brigade's photographer. It's important to maintain a record of the Brigade's activities for future generations. But I decide what pictures to take.
Why would anybody care what I look like when I'm sleeping or when I'm waking up?
While you're sleeping, the rest of us are on an important mission, and I'm gonna use the pictures of you loafing as a warning to future generations. You got it? For a lowly member to lie around snoring while his leader is awake is against morals, orders, and the rules of the brigade. We're moving out, people! A mysterious island awaits us!
Mysterious island indeed. It's not Panorama Island or Infant Island, is it? I hope this island doesn't float away or start to swim. That'd ruin my day.
It'll be alright. It's just your typical desert island. Believe me, you can relax because there aren't any monsters or mad scientists anywhere. I promise you. In fact, I'll guarantee it.
Guarantee it all you want. I still don't trust you.
Mr. Arakawa, it's been a while since I last saw you. Miss Mori, thank you for coming to meet us. I'm sorry for troubling you both. Now, I'd like to introduce the two of you to my incomparable group of friends.
The boat we'll be taking is right over here. It should only take us about a half an hour or so to reach the Master's Island. My apologies in advance for any inconvenience.
You're kidding! kidding. I don't mind at all. The more remote it is, the better. Another half hour, take as long as you need. A deserted island in the middle of the ocean's exactly what I'm looking for. Hey, you two should be totally excited about this. This island's got a mansion and a suspicious-looking butler and maid. What's with you guys? I bet you'd maybe find 2 islands like this in Japan tops.
There aren't even 2.
Oh, wow, that's so amazing. I'm really looking forward to this.
I wonder if Miss Asahina's trying to pick up some maidisms from Miss Mori. She's looking at her so intensely.
So does the house on the island have some kind of cool name?
I'm sorry?
The House of Black Death, Lyra Manor, Koketsu Castle? The mansion has to have a name like that, right?
No, it doesn't.
Maybe it's got a dungeon full of funky contraptions where the architect died unnaturally, or a room where if you sleep in it, you die a horrible death, right?
No, there isn't.
Way to kill the mood.
Hey! Does the master of the house wear a mask because he's horribly disfigured? Or maybe there's 3 psychotic sisters living there? Or maybe everyone's disappeared?
No, not at all. At least not yet, anyway.
But there's a good chance something weird like that'll happen at some point, right?
There's always a possibility, yes.
Wow, I think I see it! Is that the mansion?
Yes, that would be it.
It looks so normal.
Someone's waving at us.
Who's that? He looks too young to be the master of the house.
He's also been invited to stay a few days. That's Mr. Yutaka Tamaru, the master's younger brother. I remember meeting him once before.
Thanks for the heads up. You think you could let us know about these things ahead of time? This is the first I've ever heard about any other guests.
Welcome!
Welcome everyone.
On behalf of my colleagues, I would like to thank you for inviting us to your home. It's truly an honor to be able to stay in such a grand estate as yours, sir. We appreciate your kindness and generosity.
My oh my. I have to say, you're quite different from what Itsuki's told me. Indeed, I think I was expecting someone who was more direct.
You were? It's really cool to meet you, Mr. Master. But let's cut to the chase. Has anything strange ever happened in this house? What about the island? You hear any stories from the locals? Do they have a spooky name for the island? Are they afraid to come near it? That's the kind of stuff I'm into.
Sounds like you have quite a hobby there, although I've yet to see anything strange happen here. Construction on the house was finished the day before yesterday. And as for the island, I don't recall anyone saying it was haunted. After all, it was deserted. Now, why don't you all come in and make yourselves at home? The mansion's Western style, so feel free to keep your shoes on.
Wow, what a lovely room.
It's okay.
It's nice we each get to have our own room instead of having to share. By the way, the doors do have locks, right?
Of course, and they're not automatic locks, so you won't get stuck in the hall. However, I would appreciate it if you didn't lose your keys.
If you want, you can stay with me in my room.
Only if you behave, you got that?
Okay.
It's suspicious because nothing looks suspicious.
And if it looks suspicious to begin with, well then what?
It'd be suspicious, of course. Jeez.
In other words, to her, everything, including things that aren't suspicious, are suspicious.
I got it!
Got what?
The culprit!
What culprit? What are you talking about? Look, nothing's even happened yet. We just got here, okay?
My gut says it's the owner of this house. Keiichi did it, and the first victim will be Hikuru!
Would you stop saying stuff like that? We're their guests. Can't you just act like a normal high school student?
I guess you're right. Maybe we should go swimming. We got the whole ocean to ourselves down there, so we might as well take advantage of it, right?
Oh, man. Although I'm sure Haruhi would never seriously wish for anyone to die. It's scary to hear her go off like that. This moment is the best part about this whole trip. Now this is what having a retreat by the sea is all about.
You know, we all have different ideas of what's fun. A person should spend their time on vacation doing the things they like. That's especially true for Miss Suzumiya. We need to keep her occupied so that she doesn't get bored. And we wouldn't want that to happen now, would we?
Hyun, Koizumi, come on! Stop sitting around and get over here!
Too many beach balls!
That was so much fun today.
Wow, this is so delicious. Who made all this?
I'm glad you like it. The butler, Arakawa, is also the head chef around here.
I'd like to personally thank him. Please call him in when he's done.
Let you fall. Ooh, can I have some of that?
Wow, she sure eats a
That
lot.
was so good.
Would you like something to drink?
What's wrong? I don't like bell peppers.
If you want to grow up to be like Miss Asahina, then you're gonna have to eat them. It's not often we get to eat this good.
Wow! I can't believe this is free! I just wish the school cafeteria had a spread like this. It'd be like heaven!
So after living it up, courtesy of Mr. Tamaru's hospitality, we were able to get through the first day without anything terribly strange happening. Now, if the story ended there, it would have been perfect. No such luck, though. The next morning, as if on cue, a huge storm rolled in.
The master's not what you'd call a morning person, and he tends to be difficult when he wakes up. Please excuse his absence at the table in the mornings, and I do appreciate your understanding in the matter.
Great, that's just our luck. A typhoon hits as we're starting our vacation.
The storm seems to be moving fairly quickly. Things will be back to normal in a couple days. You'll see. It'll disappear as quickly as it appeared.
It's strange, though. I don't remember hearing anything about a typhoon yesterday. Whose head did this massive storm come creeping out of?
Okay, what we've got here is a deserted island in the middle of a storm. This is a rare opportunity. We might even experience something weird. Awesome.
Taking the boats out that day was not an option. The waves were just too big. Now, thanks to Haruhi's wish, we found ourselves the unwilling guests trapped on a spooky, deserted island. A closed circle? No way. Since we couldn't go outside, we decided to spend the day in the game room, which was in the mansion's basement.
Here's my super ultra miracle eccentric serve!
Hey, what you reading? Is it good, huh?
I call reach!
Wrong! My hand's worth 10,000 points.
That is definitely a full hand, Miss Suzumiya.
Good we're not playing for money.
I'm glad to see you're all having a good time here.
If you guys don't mind, can I sit in for a hand?
Please. What's it mean when you pitch in at peace?
Please excuse me, everybody. I'm afraid I have some work that needs to get done. Enjoy yourselves.
Keiichi and Yutaka Tamaru, Mr. Arakawa and Miss Mori. They seem normal even though they're acquaintances of Koizumi's. We'll need a couple more characters before something strange can happen.
I call reach!
Who is the king?
I am the king! Okay, number 2. You have to turn around, look back at us, and say, I love you.
Who has number 2?
I love you. No, not like that, Yuki! You have to say it with more feeling, all right? I love you. Go on, Kyon, show her how to do it.
Why do I have to?
It doesn't matter why. It's the king's orders, okay?
I love... Selfish king. That's typical Haruhi for you. I thought I'd be able to skip the rest of this chapter of adolescence with little more than a laugh, but that's not how the dealer had the deck. Now, I don't know who this dealer is, or what kind of deck they were cutting for that matter. But if I knew who this dealer was, I'd make sure they'd never shuffle cards or cut a deck for the rest of the year. Hey, Haruhi! Ah!
What a wimp. You should expect pillow fights when you're on a retreat.
Where does that girl get her energy? She was up all night.
Pillow fights, huh? No wonder Miss Suzumiya was going through all the rooms. It looks like she went around and confiscated all the pillows on the second floor.
She's stealing all the weapons before the battle, huh?
Mr. Arakawa, is there anything wrong?
I sent Mori up to Mr. Yutaka's room a while ago. When she came back down, she told me that he wasn't there.
He isn't in the house?
His bed hadn't been slept in, and we looked for him in the usual places, but I'm afraid he's nowhere to be found.
Have you gone to Mr. Keiichi's room and checked with him?
Yes. Well, we tried calling the phone in the master's bedroom, but there was no answer.
What's that? Did you say that Mr. Yutaka's missing and Mr. Keiichi isn't answering his phone?
If asked to summarize, yes, that is exactly what I said.
We should probably check Mr. Keiichi's room. Mr. Arakawa, do you have a key?
The master's chambers are different from the other rooms. Unfortunately, he's the only one with the keys to it. It's a precaution. He brings work-related documents to the island.
We'd better go up to his room and try knocking.
Come on, Kyon. I've got a bad feeling about this. Yuki, Mikuru, let's go, guys. Stay here, little sister. We'll be right back.
Mr. Keiichi! Mr. Keiichi! If you're here, answer us! No good, it's locked. I don't think we have a choice. We're going to have to break the door down to get in his room. We can't waste any more time talking. He might be in trouble.
All right.
Very good, sir.
Breaking down doors like this only happens in the movies, right? Impossible. You're joking, right?